Hi, Cancer. This is Just with your October mid-month 2016 reading. I hope that you guys are having an enjoyable day so far. So, Cancer, I believe that I will be speaking to a different group of you guys from the early part of October. Okay, so if this does not resonate with you, definitely go and check a different part of your sign as it relates to your rising sun or moon that is not Cancer and Venus for the love portion. Now, I see that some of you have recently gotten word that you are going to be separating from your company. Okay. Some of you have heard that it could be people around you hearing that again, it could be around the layoffs. They're downsizing. There's some shifts, changes made to the company as a whole, and you may be hearing through the grapevine that some people are leaving, some people are separating. Now, with that, for some of you, it also could be some of my Cancers that are actually leaving their place of employment. Okay, and I feel like with that, now half of you, or some of you that this relates to rather, you're feeling happy, or you were happy when you heard the news because you knew that you wasn't part of this whole roundup of getting rid of people. Others of you, I feel like things were just going really well for you at some point, and then this news kind of came down, and now you guys are feeling a sense of as if you don't know which direction to go in right now. You're not really sure, like deep inside, you're not really sure about where you're going to go from here, that sort of thing. Okay, how are you going to get yourself out of the get back into the clear is what I'm seeing, what I'm sensing is how do you get yourself out of the clear. I feel like it was all good just a week ago. I say that as an expression, but it was all okay. And, for you, it could be a week, a month, however ago. But I don't feel like it's been anything longer than 6 weeks. But it was all good, about a few weeks ago. And it seems like everything has kind of turned on a dime for you guys. And I feel like there is now this situation where that inner conflict that you guys are kind of facing is almost creating a paralysis, if you will, for some Cancers that this relates to. So it's like it has destabilized some of you guys, and it's putting some of you in a place of like, I know I need to act. I know, time is of the essence because I have a family. The reality is that you have a family that you have to support. You have a family that you have to nurture and help take care of. And it's like someone has come and they're threatening that. They're threatening the stability of which you stand on. Okay. And I feel that some of you it's in a difficult place, because I do feel like for some of you, you've already known that this was coming. Okay. So either you have been putting resumes out, or you're just now starting to do that, and you're going to get word of jobs. So jobs will be calling you back. I feel like you guys aren't going to be destitute. Most of you that this relates to, you have money in the bank, or your spouse, someone significant to you, is financially well, and or collective as a family, but you have that support. Like there is support here for you guys. Okay. So financially, it's not like you're destitute. And I do feel like for those of you who this relates to, there will be quickly you getting some traction as far as new opportunities in the work sphere, albeit you may feel totally like you have the wind has left your sail completely. And in spite of all of that, I feel like deep down inside, like you may be mentally disheveled, emotionally a wreck, but when it's time for you to go on this interview, you're going to be sharp, you're going to be quick, you're going to be exactly what you need to be in order to pretty much get what you need. And I feel like for some of you, when it's all said and done, you're going to have at least 2 positions that you need to decide upon. Okay. But for some of you, I feel like this is going to put a damper on some of you. You may be at a point of like really Um, Feeling a little out of sorts, I'm saying, feeling a little bit of out of sorts about this whole situation, okay? For some of you didn't see it coming, so there's that. But then others of you, I feel like you could have gotten a demotion, okay? So you didn't necessarily get let go, but now some of your authority or some of your privilege has been taken away from you. And it's requiring you, I feel, to kind of take stock in that. Some of you, again, after the dust settles, some of you are going to really start to look at the front door and say, you know what? I can do better someplace else, okay? But right now, I feel like some of you that this relates to is definitely going through it. At the workplace, I feel like somebody is gunning for you guys. Have been. You've dealt with someone. There could have been some verbal confrontation. They could have been in a situation where, again, there was a situation where I feel like someone was trying to question you about possibly showing favorites if you are a manager, supervisor, that sort of thing. Especially if you were going over like promotions, reviews, doing review time, doing increase time, that sort of thing. It could be where some people felt like they were not the preferred ones, or they were slighted. You didn't necessarily give them what they felt was their just due. Some of you are definitely, I feel, especially my managers, supervisors, are going through review season. So you're trying to allocate monies toward appropriate employees, and now you're dealing with having to kind of bring them in one by one by one and let them know, well, you won't be getting an increase. The finances are not there for the company, for whatever reason, poor performance for some people. And for some of you, it's going to be very hard to kind of dish out this type of information to your employees, because I feel like there's like this family element with the employees. They're not just employees, they're family, okay, of sorts. You're definitely going to be hearing that somebody's leaving the company. And again, like I said, someone may be challenging your happiness at the workplace. So I feel like there's somebody I see a lot of mental and verbal dispute. Not necessarily dispute. It can turn into a dispute, but it's a more mental hang up that you're going through. Okay. And it's fueled by some verbal exchanges with another. Okay. Where I feel like some cancers, they just want to be happy at work. They just want everything to be peaceful and everyone get along. But there seems to be one person that you feel has it out for you, or someone that intimidates you to an extent, I feel like. And they may be like the oddball out type of a person. And now there's like, okay, everyone's happy. But then when this person comes around, there's problems. You see what I mean? And there may be thoughts of like saying, maybe we should get rid of this person, that type of thing. And there will be definitely an opportunity for some of you to get another job. So again, for those of you that doesn't relate to, and there is no layoffs and people are not necessarily losing their job, you're not losing your job. I do definitely see somebody separating from the job. If you've been applying for other work, you will get news of that other job, and then the schedule may be conflicting. Okay. It may challenge your home life. So for those of you that your schedule goes right along with your family and everything's been really good there, it's like something's going to come back, and it's going to come in fast as far as hearing about a position, word about a position, that type of thing. Definitely if you guys have recently been applying for stuff, that sort of thing, you have to go travel someplace and go back to someplace to get some stuff taken care of. You're going to hear a lot of news about that really quickly. At the very least, you're going to hear, if you don't hear in the month of October, hey, you have the job, that sort of thing. You're going to have to provide more information to them. But I feel a lot of you are going to be faced with having to decide if you take on another job or you take on a particular job. And if you do, that job again may challenge your home family dynamic, your happiness. Okay, I do see that the advice is for you guys to I feel like your actions and your mind, your mental state is not going to be at the best place for the remainder of October, and thus you trying to make movements or move in a certain direction, and your actions also will reflect your mental state. So it'll be erratic. It'll be kind of like all over the place and scattered, and you feel like a whole lot you have to do a whole lot and not really accomplishing much, okay? Or things being delayed, that sort of thing. So I would say definitely don't necessarily rely on your thoughts and rely on your intuition. You guys have that natally, like really strong. You guys can definitely get a temperature of the room from anyone in any environment. So gauge, definitely take stock in your intuitiveness this month for the remainder of the month. And I feel for the next 2 months is going to be on fire for you guys. So definitely do that. Don't allow someone to get you down. Kind of gauge where these people are coming from, because I feel like there's misjudgment. I feel like some people are over judging people. There's a lot of judgmental expressions that's coming around. You could be judgmental. People could be overtly judging others, particularly at the workplace, which is going to create some problematic situations. And so how you can stay out of the fray, if you will, is to, again, reserve your thoughts and thus opinions to yourself. And if you see people acting a bit out of sorts, just go within. Don't follow it up. Don't be a follower, be a leader. Definitely, you guys are cardinal signs, so you are a leader by right. And so it's time for you to lead, because I feel like if you guys do that, especially if you're in a clique at work, if you have like a cliquish type of environment at work, and you have aligned yourself with people at work, again, there may be somebody in the group or someone external to the group that may be a bit challenging, problematic. And if that is the case, I would definitely say just ignore it. Ignore the behavior, ignore the negative words. Don't feed into your own negativity. Be as observant, but as quiet as possible. Like, observe and keep it to yourself. This is not the time, I feel, to gossip. This is not the time, I feel, to share information with people. Okay. And because I feel like you're going to see people saying one thing and doing another in the month of, the remaining month of October. There's going to be a lot of saying one thing and then doing another. Okay. And, I do see that, your mental hangups aren't necessarily like, you have an opportunity again for things to be avoided. So, there being problematic situations, and it's going to take some time before these mental hangups literally are a thing of the past. So again, still your mind as much as possible. Focus on your intuitiveness. Keep things close to the vest. You don't need to share things, especially things that people don't need to know. You don't need to share it. And as far as group settings in the work environment, try to be as neutral as possible and reserve your opinions and your thoughts to yourself for the remaining part of October. But I do see that money is going to money will be really good for you guys. Excuse me. Money will be good. Now, some people, I can hear them already saying, well, money's going to be good, but people lost their job. Everyone's different. So I ebb and flow in this reading, So for those of you, of course, like I said in the early part of reading, if you have been recently separated from your job or will be, it's not like you are destitute. You do have, and if whatever you don't have, you have support that will be able to provide until something else comes along, which I feel will be coming along very soon for you guys. I do see that there will be you guys being more practical as the month progresses, because I feel like there's going to be events and situations and circumstances. I get a lot of childish energy, a lot of childish behavior. Okay. Um, and I'm still focusing on career. So a lot of childish behavior, I would suggest that you stay out of it. And I feel like going to into the latter part of the month, you're going to stay out of it. So there may be a confrontation that someone tries to have with you, and then that same person may be trying to come back toward the ending part of the month when you kind of like remove yourself from around them. They probably try to come back and try to be in your space, but or it may, for some of you, it may take some time. If you've recently fallen out with someone, maybe take some time before that person comes back around. Okay. But just be careful, because I see a lot of immature energy going on, a lot of sporadic energy going on. And I do see people jumping to conclusions and possible verbal jousting, if you will. Okay. Now, as it relates to love, some of my Cancers definitely have recently discovered that there's been some type of deceit and cheating. And yes, this is totally different from last reading, and I believe the reading before then. So I'm obviously speaking to a different group of you guys, but I do see that some of you have discovered that there is a threesome situation going on. You guys feel totally stuck. You don't know exactly how to take this news, which direction you should go in, and you're not really ready to, I feel, 100% pull the trigger, although you know that you need to. There may be circumstances where you're almost being forced to make a move. Some of you could be going back to a situation to take care of something, tie up some loose ends. There could be a court situation. So if you guys have court coming up, like child support, judgments, that sort of thing, I feel like you're not necessarily going to get everything that you want, but you're going to get what you're supposed to have, but it may not be every last dime that you thought you were going to have. And some of you will actually, but it will be the other parent that is very disappointed by the situation. Okay. And I see that some of you may have to travel in order to get that done, or someone may be coming back to you in order for there to be this process, this judgment, that sort of thing to happen. Others of you are feeling like you really can't move away now, even though you found this stuff out. You kind of can't move away now, and so therefore it's going to take some planning. Although you may be getting rushed to do things. Maybe I feel rushed energy. Okay, and you guys are trying to get down to the bottom of a situation. Some of you may be feeling like someone is trying to threaten your happy home. Someone has come in and tried to threaten your happy home. Okay. And it's like right now, I feel like mentally you guys are just stuck. You don't know which direction to take. It's almost as if it's like, I don't even want to deal with it, but at some point you're going to have to, because there's money on the table and there's proceedings that is going to be taking place. And, it's going to come to a point of you having to face the music. But right now, I do see that there is this lost regret over the situation. Okay. And at the latter part of the month, I feel like you're going to kind of get your wits about yourself. I don't see necessarily you showing up in the cards, but I do see you being taking on more of a practical earth-like energy. Okay. And there being perhaps some type of, and I'm almost getting like this is totally separate. So for some of you, if you can relate to that, like something's happened in my home. Yes, there's been some upset. I have to deal with this. I really don't want to deal with it. I feel like the practicality, the energy that you're going to be taking on to what the latter part of the month is going to you're not going to jump up and say, okay, I'm going to go. I don't see you necessarily, being ready to make a move, period, to pull the trigger. I don't see you being ready to do it, because right now you guys are trying to get out of this head space, trying to get out of this heart space, really just trying to get down to the bottom of the situation. Like I still don't really 100%, they said it, I heard something, but I still need to get 100% clarification before I can start making my plan and I can pull the trigger. Okay, but go with your intuition. Go with your intuition. If you feel it, you've been sensing it, 9 times out of 10, it's true. Okay, and I feel like, again, for you to be able to 100% come to terms with the betrayal, with the ending of the situation, there may be a delay. So again, you may have heard that, a person, your spouse or mate, want to break up, wants to take a temporary break, or your spouse may want to temporarily separate, and that may have rocked your world. And now you're trying to figure out, well, why you want to do this? What is going on here? But as far as like it coming to a complete end, that's not going to happen in the month of October. Okay, so we'll see what November brings. So that's what I have for you guys for the remaining part of October. Let me know if this resonates with you. Definitely share it with us if this resonates. This isn't going to resonate with everyone because it's a general reading. And again, check your other signs if it does not. And for those of you who are new to this channel, welcome and subscribe, because I will be back very soon with another one. Take care, Cancer.